Hello everyone, welcome back to the Wisconsin Greg Show. Today I'm going to be doing a review. I haven't done one of them for a while. I used to do reviews, and today it's going to be on Lodge. It's called L4LP3 Seasoned Loaf Pan. It's a cast iron bread pan. This is it right here. I got this a year ago for a Christmas present from my brother. And it's working out very, very well. And thought I'd share with you how it works and what I like about it and stuff. And then we'll go on from there. So I'm gonna bring this camera in real close and try to explain some of this stuff to you and show you a little bit closer up what this bread pan looks like. So just hold on, and I'll bring the camera in here closer. Okay, hopefully you can see this. First thing I'm just going to do is kind of move this around so you can see what it looks like. Very nice. It does have the rough texture on the inside like Lodge does on their pans. A little bit worried about that at first, but then I watched other people's channels that had these, and they didn't have no problem with them, so I gave it a try, and sure enough, it's not a problem making bread, and that's what I wanted it for. You make it just like you would in any other pan. You coat your side with whatever you're going to use, like butter or whatever, and I cook it, and then I pull it out of the oven, and I leave it for about 10 minutes, and then I dump it out, and it falls right out. I don't have no problem with it sticking or anything. So. Not sure. Hopefully you can see the bottom here. It's when you go online looking for them, or if you go to a store, they'll say L4LP3, but on the bottom they say 4LP only. I don't know why that is. You would think they would say L4LP3 on the bottom also, but anyways, I just wanted to show that to you. Give you the measurements here. And when you look online or whatever, they measure from here to here. I think they're just trying to make it look bigger than what it actually is. I don't know why they do that. To me, I want to know what size the inside of the pan is. And here we got about 8 1/4 from side to side on the top. And going across, we got about 4 1/2 inches. And it's between 2 1/2 and 2 3/4 inches tall. So, right in between there. And I'll show you what it weighs. This is in pounds. This one weighs 4 pounds, 4.2 ounces. And if you go online, they'll say it weighs, I think, 5 1/2 pounds. A lot of the places say that. And that must be the packaging that it comes in. I'm not sure where they're getting their measurements or weight from. But they come up with different measurements than I do in weight. So anyways, that's what it weighs. Now, they are a little bit smaller than a normal loaf pan. This is my other loaf pan that I used to use before I got this one. And some people might not like that, but I actually like it being smaller. This one will almost sit right inside of this one. So I think if I remember right, this one's like about 5 1/4, and this one is about 4 1/2 across. This one here is about 9 1/4. This one here is about, what did I say, 8 1/4, 8 1/2, something like that. So it's a little bit smaller, but in my opinion, it works out better because the slices of bread fit into like the toaster better for me, and it makes better for sandwiches. If you want to use sandwich meat and stuff on it, you don't have so much bread. To me, it works out better. And if you want a pan that's going to last you a lifetime, there's one right there. That thing is not gonna just like wear out or rust away or anything, as long as you take care of it. The only thing I could say that would ever probably happen to it is if you dropped it, you could probably break an ear off of it, or possibly break the thing in half if you really dropped it on something really hard, maybe outside on a concrete driveway or something, if you're using it on the grill. Which some people do. I've seen where some people bake bread on the grill, so that's another possibility. You can use these for making meatloaf. They work good for that. I've even heard of people making lasagna in them. I haven't done that yet. I use it only for making bread. I haven't been making my own bread dough. I've been getting the bread dough in the store frozen because I don't really have the time right now. When I retire, when I get older, I'll probably end up making my own dough. But right now, I get it in the store, and it's actually very, very good. It's excellent, actually. You just put it in the bread pan, leave it set. You butter your bread pan or put any kind of spray on it that you want to keep it from sticking. And you put it in there frozen, and you let it sit for 7-8 hours and maybe 9 hours, depending on the temperature of your house and stuff. They say when it gets like about an inch above the pan, you put it in the oven. Sometimes I wait a little bit too long, it gets a little bit higher. But anyway, you put it in the oven, and I think it takes right around 27-28 minutes, something like that. I don't notice any difference in time cooking between my other old bread pan and the cast iron bread pan. If it is, it's just a matter of minutes, and it's not really noticeable. One thing that I do seem to notice is that the bread, when I use the old metal, like I don't know what you call it, just a steel bread pan, it seemed like that had more holes. The bread was more porous when it came out. With the cast iron, it just seems more like kind of more like store-bought bread. It's more solid all the way through, not holes in it, which makes it nice if you want to put peanut butter on it or spread stuff on it. You got those big holes in your bread sometimes. I don't know if you've ever seen that before, but sometimes you get that, and maybe it's just me, but it seems to me like with this cast iron one, I don't get those big porous holes in my bread like I used to. I've heard other people say that these can be used in sun ovens. I don't have a sun oven, but just want to put that out there for you, that other people have used them in sun ovens. One thing that I do like about this is, in a lot of my reviews, one of the big things that I like about a product is that it's made in the USA. I like to have stuff made in the country that I live in. And that's a big thing for me, is that it's made here right in the USA. There ain't a whole lot of cast iron companies around anymore. Most of them are gone. So I'm glad that Lodge is keeping it going. I don't know if let me turn this camera around here. So there's one more thing I wanted to mention. I think it was in the instructions. I can't remember if I read it online, but I'm pretty sure it was in the instructions. You might see like a run up here on the seasoning, kind of like a run in a paint job, and Lodge, I think they tell you that that's normal because the way they season their pans. I think they come hanging, and I think you might see a run or something here. I don't remember, maybe they're hanging this way, and this runs down, but they said it's nothing to worry about. And it hasn't bothered me, not given me any problems. They just said it'll get wore down as used, and it'll get darker and just fill in like a normal seasoning as the more you use it. Like I was saying, I thought I might have to do, I don't know if you remember on another video I did, that was actually a 2-part video, where this was a Lodge pan, and Lodge is known for having rough surfaces, and this is one that I refinished and made real smooth. This is one of my favorite pans, and I thought maybe I'd have to do that with this one if the bread didn't come out or if it stuck. but that's not a problem. And so if you're worried about that being a problem, don't worry about that. I haven't done meatloaf in it. Now, if that is a problem, you could do the same thing and refinish the inside of this pan just like I did that one. I'll leave the links for the 2 parts of that video on the bottom in the description of this movie or this video if you ever want to go do that. But make sure you watch the second part, because I did learn something in the first part that didn't work out right, so I had to redo something. And so make sure you watch both parts if you're going to redo this and make this smooth inside. If maybe you're going to use it for lasagna and you have problems with it sticking. But I really don't think you're going to have problems, because I take that bread after it's done and I just dump it out after 10 minutes after let it cool a little bit, and it just falls right out. I don't have a bit of problem with bread. Maybe other things would, but I don't think you're going to have any problem with it. So I would highly recommend this product. I give Lodge a big thumbs up on this one, especially because they're made in America, USA. I like that, and it's an excellent product for the price. I remember if I told you the price, it's around $11 to $12 currently. Prices vary a lot from place to place. You got to really shop around. I've seen some places at $20 or maybe over $20 for them. Exactly the same thing. So you just got to shop around and make sure you get the best deal. But if you watch, you can get them for $11, $12. So as I was saying, I give them a big thumbs up, and this would be an excellent present if you ever want to give somebody. I got this for a present for Christmas a year ago, and it'd work great for a birthday present or a Christmas present or whatever, just a housewarming present or something like that. And if you wanted it up at a notch, go to your local store and get a bag of frozen dough for making bread and give that to them with it. That'd be an excellent present, and it would last them for quite a long time. You have bread for a long time. So just want to thank everybody for watching this video. If you got any questions, leave them in the comments and I'll do my best to help answer them. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a wonderful day.